Lentils are absolutely delicious and so versatile, and for this recipe I'm going to kind of jazz them up with lots of lovely tomato, some roasted red peppers and some lovely spices. So these are your red lentils here, and this is a delicious meat-free dish, so it is. So we're going to use some rapeseed oil, and we're going to start the process. So it takes about, from start to finish, about 20-25 minutes, half an hour max, start to finish to do this. It can be made ahead, which is great. So I already have one done, so I'll show you that in a moment. So 1 onion, finely diced, nice and small dice. That's exactly what you want. That's going to go into the pan. When you hear that sizzle, you know that it's nice and warm. This is my small skillet pan. And guys, this is one of my new products, so it's the Essential Spoon. So it's the new, for me, the new wooden spoon. It's made of plastic, it's heat proof, it doesn't absorb any flavours, and it's easy to wash, can go into the dishwasher. It's great, it's absolutely, I'm delighted with it, so I am. Some celery. Celery gives great flavour and texture. That's 2 sticks of celery, nicely diced. So get all that in there. And then 1 carrot. So this is just the base for doing this kind of chili lentil dish with some black beans, and I'll talk to you all about that in a moment. Okay, tomatoes. The best tomatoes are these here. These are the Italian tomatoes, the San Marzano tomatoes, okay, from their Puglia. And these are the chopped ones. The whole ones have the PGI status, but it's the exact same tomato, so it is. Then these are our lovely grilled Italian peppers. So you have red and yellow. I'll just open this for you, if I can, without spilling it. It is tight, wow. Okay, that's not going to open. That's fine. Amella's laughing at me here. Should open. But this is the meat which we've just diced, and that's going to go in there into the dish. I need to go back to the gym, I think so. Amella's saying yes. So the roasted red peppers, they're lovely and flavoursome, so they are. And I love them because they're cooked over open char grills, so they are. Okay, spices. This is from an Irish company called Oco. So we have this one here. Really nice over chicken, lamb, fish, spicy red pepper. I'll just open it. I hope I'll be able to open this. Ta-da! There we go. Look at that. Gorgeous. And then this one here is where you get the real heat. Harissa spice. So it's all organic. And I'm sure if you follow my videos, you know that I use them a lot. I just think they're excellent. The quality is excellent. The consistency and the kind of balance that they mix the spices is so delicious. And I'm talking about the curry powder in particular. So I'm going to put in 1 teaspoonful of that in there, and I'm going to put the same of this here, so you can see all the lovely herbs, all that goes in there. So it's a really interesting. I like that, the fact that they're small amounts, because when you buy big quantities of spices, when you open them, they lose that freshness, and that's one thing you got to be very aware of. Okay, tomatoes we spoke about already, so we're going to put in about half of the can of tomatoes. Just get this, stir this through. And then some tomato puree. So this is the double concentrated tomato puree here. I think that looks really pretty. Just look at that. Just show it to you there. You see those lovely kind of spices and all that in there. So 2 teaspoonfuls of the double concentrated tomato puree. And then we're going to put in our tomatoes. I was looking for them. So that's the tomatoes there. Scrape them in there. And then just, so I'm making just a smaller amount that's in the recipe book, which is the midweek meals, is just behind me here. So this book is done phenomenally well, so it has. And it's a dish that you can make ahead. That's what I love about it. Now, if you look at the consistency there, you're probably thinking, oh my God, he forgot the lentils. No, we add in stock now. So we're going to use some veg stock in here. You can use, and that's just over a 1/4 pint of stock in there. Just give that a nice stir through, and then in goes our lentils. So sprinkle them in there all over, watch, and stir that through. Now, so just to recap for this, we have our lovely celery first of all, the carrot, the onion went in there. You could put in garlic, I didn't, but you could certainly put that in there. And then the tomatoes, these are just the best. The San Marzano tomatoes, they're reckoned to be some of the best in the world. Those delicious char grilled peppers add great flavour, so they do. Again, you can use some fresh peppers if you want. You can bulk it up with lots of different ingredients. Stir this through, and you might look at this and think, oh, it looks a wee bit wet, but it needs to cook. So what we do is we bring it to the boil, and you put the lid on it, like so, and you literally let it simmer. So don't let it boil too fast. Probably place it on a smaller ring. So from this, after 20-25 minutes, this is what we have here. I'll just show you the consistency. So it's still loose. And if you add too much lentils, don't worry, you can add more stock. You want it loose. That's really, really important. Now we're going to start to finish this off. So this is half a can of the black beans, and I'm just doing half the recipe for this. So obviously you do the full can of tomatoes, you do the full can of black beans. And something I've really got to like, I made this recently, I think before Christmas, we made it here for one of my Christmas shows, and we said, wow, this is so tasty. This really is delicious. Okay, turning that down, guys. Look at that simmering away. So don't forget to stir it, okay? Use my essential spoon, or you can use the spatula if you want. Good pinch of some sea salt, some black pepper. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a little bit of fresh basil. I love these kind of plants. Fresh basil, it just gives so much flavor. You could use coriander if you wanted to. And we're going to chop this. So it's super quick, really, really delicious. It's one thing that you can put into a wrap, into a sandwich. We're going to serve it with a little bit of grilled, kind of like flatbread. Now I'm going to show you. Just going to chop this basil. Watch the fingers. Guys, normally when you chop basil, you should put it in straight away, and you're not kind of meant to chop basil, because if I leave it like that now for 10-15 minutes, it goes black, it bruises it, so that goes straight in there. So that's really important. And fresh basil, it's one of the most delicious things. So I'm just going to show you the consistency. Remember, the beans were already cooked. Just open the can of beans, rinse them through cold water, and then just add them in there. And then just to see that lovely consistency. And that's it done. So remember, it does take, from this stage, 20-25 minutes, okay? Taste it, make sure there's a little bit of a bite. These are lovely flatbreads. So all I've done is just literally put them onto some, a little bit of oil and onto a griddle pan. And then we're going to serve this up, and we're going to serve this with some beautiful Wexford yogurt from Killowen Farm. All the milk is from their own cows, really, really good producers. So they're down in Wexford. So this just has so much flavour. I think it's really delicious. It's the kind of thing that we made this morning before we done the video, but it will keep for 4 to 5 days in your fridge, which is great. And it's lovely just on its own. You know, even with rice, it would work really well with rice. I'm going to serve now just a little bit of the yogurt just onto the side. Just let it fall on. Very simple, very rustic. That's the way we cook. And then a little bit of lime. Sorry, Mila. So just with the lime, just literally get the knife, cut it there, and then just literally top and tail it. And a little bit of fresh lime just will add so much freshness to that. So how good does that look, guys? That's my black bean and lentil chili kind of style, done with that lovely grilled flatbread. A little bit of yogurt, using the natural yogurt. You could use Greek style yogurt. You could put a little bit of the harissa spice into the yogurt, but I think there's enough spices in that. And the key is to taste it. So if you think it needs more spices, don't be afraid to add more. It's all to your own taste bud. So just before we finish up, I just want to show you this. This is the raw one, which needs to be cooked, and it will catch if you don't stir it. So you need to cook that out there, and then add in the can of black beans, because they're already cooked at the very end, and your herbs, and away you go, salt and pepper. So enjoy this recipe. It certainly is full of flavour, keeps really well in your fridge. For me, it ticks all the boxes. So enjoy this black bean and lentil kind of chili style.